Hello, this is Mousy, and we are starting a new story of Psychedelica of the Ashen. It's something I was able to get on a Steam sale. So, anyways, male name, Jeremiah, female name, Monica. So that's one thing. Alright, let's start this. Yes. No, I'm the protagonist. Although I don't speak Japanese, please excuse that. Prologue. Mom, look, it's like a flower. I spun around, twirling the skirt that she made for me. The hem of my skirt puffed out like the petals of a flower. Even though it was childish, new clothes always put me in high spirits. The sunshine and the flowers around me filled me with cheer. A rainbow of color grew up out of the flower beds nearby. When the snow fell, my father would take care of them. It's so warm today. The flowers are blooming and they're like... I couldn't think of what to say. I wondered why. Right, Mother? I turned around, but no one was there. Mother? Mother? Father? A sudden gust forced my eyes closed. Hold on. Suddenly, my vision went dark, as if it had suddenly turned to night.
どうしてそんな格好をしているの?
Huh? I heard someone. For some reason, I couldn't speak. Why? Because Mother chose it. Does it not look good on me? Although I hadn't spoken out loud, the woman responded. Really? Do you mean it?
本当よ。だってものすごく生えているもの。あなたの真っ赤な魔女の瞳が。
That's not creepy. My hand instinctively went up to cover my right eye. It was hot. My eye was burning up. Ah! It burned. It burned a bright red. Was my eye on fire? Was everything I saw on fire? I couldn't tell. The feeling of being incinerated was enveloping my body.
お前が魔女だからだ。
Another voice. I looked up in haste. A crowd of people surrounded me. I knew these faces well. These people were supposed to be close to me. But I couldn't remember. Who were they? Who were any of them?
魔女、町に災いをもたらす不吉な存在。
そうやってずっと騙し続けてきた。
赤い目にさえ生まれてこなければ。魔女には死を。
It wasn't just the people in front of me. flames crackled, echoing the voices. Excuse me. The flames crackled, echoing the voices of the crowd. Kill. Kill. Kill the witch. Kill. 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 It's not creepy. The flames flickered as if they were dancing. No, I'm not a witch. I'm not going to curse anyone. So don't look at me like that. God. I woke up screaming. Where am I? It was pitch black. I looked around and saw that I was just in my room. All was quiet except for the sounds of my heavy breathing. Huff, huff. Ice-cold sweat clung to me in the chilly air. It's freezing, but my right eye feels like it's burning. I was certain that it was completely red. I needed to calm it down. It was all right. It was all just a dream. No one's found out yet. I'm different. I'm Jeremiah. We're going to skip that because who knows, I don't want to get canceled before I started. But anyways, let's continue. I was drifting off again. My eyes had been closed since I woke up, but my body refused to fall back asleep. I stayed in a state of drowsiness the entire time I lay in bed. What dream was I having? I couldn't remember. I knew for certain that it was a bad dream since my eye was still burning. I also sensed that morning was approaching. Was the sun already rising? I better get up soon. The thought came and went, but my body refused to move. It weighed heavily on my bed with the desire to sleep. Boy, I know that feeling. What should I do? It's almost time for work, but... Oh? I felt something touch my eye. Something that was cold and fleeting, like the snow. The smoldering heat in my right eye was dissipating. I always loved this feeling. No, it doesn't feel good at all. It's... My mind awakened as anger began to rise from within. I opened my eyes and a man's face, one that I was terribly familiar with, came into view. Oh my. Good morning, master. I spoke to him without even trying to hide my bad mood, and yet the man looked at me with joy.
Ohayo. 随分と遅いお目覚めだね。
I had a bad dream, thanks to a certain someone. I placed my hand over the spot where his lips touched in an I placed my hand over the spot where his lips touched in an attempt to erase the sensation.
いつものおまじないだよ。君の瞳が熱を帯びていたようだったからね。
Why, thank you. But next time, please do that only when I'm awake.
おお、 起きている時ならいつでも構わないと。
I said no such thing.
遠慮することはない。
I'm not being shy. I just want to be more I just want you to be more considerate.
おや、君と私は男同士。やましい気持ちなどあるはずもない。
His knowing expression was all the more troubling. This man was Ashen Hawk. Though his general idiocy might deceive, he was the overlord of this tower. After a series of unforeseen events, we found ourselves living together in this tower, secluded from the rest of the town. He had been here since before I arrived, but I still didn't quite know who he was. The reason was that Ashen Hawk himself didn't have any memories to share. His residency in the tower was a mystery to him as well. But we made an agreement when I started living here that he would be my master. And I regretted that promise now. Oh. The room around us was filled with the sunlight stronger than usual. It seemed he was correct that I overslept. There's no time to waste. I need to go to work.
勤労に勤しむのはいいことだ。せいぜい励んでくるといい。
I also need to make a living for a certain somebody.
ますます素晴らしい。主に尽くすその忠心、称賛に値する。
I said I have no time to waste. I need to get changed. So can you get out?
おう、これは失礼。ところで、私の朝食はどうなるのかな。
Make it yourself. I believe there's some cold bread you can chew on, Master.
なんと、あの石のように凍てついたパンをかじれというのか。
Heat it up. It should get fluffier.
パンを焼くことすら満足にできない私になんという仕打ち。
Just get out! Ashen Hawk would keep talking if I let him, so I kicked him out of my bed so I could get changed. I really have to make sure I wake up earlier than him starting tomorrow. I made preparations to leave and headed towards the entrance. At this rate, I knew I was going to be late for work. I needed to leave the tower before getting caught again. As if he were just waiting for me to think that, Ashen Hawk called out to me with a hunk of cold bread in his hand.
ああ、ちょっと待った。伝え忘れていたことがあった。
He's got a serious face this time. I thought about ignoring him, but his tone of voice sounded serious. Oh, look at that.
君は今日、素敵な出会いをすることになるだろう。
Oh, well, thank you. How do you know?
おや、言ってなかったかな？実は私は占い師なんだ。
Oh, isn't that just friggin' perfect? Master, didn't you say the other day that you were a wizard?
魔術も占星術もたしなむ素晴らしい術者ということだ。
Most interesting. Whether he was a wizard or fortune teller, the only thing I knew with certainty was that this fortune was unreliable. Well, thanks. I'll be going now.
気をつけて。さて、いかにしてこのパンを柔らかくするか。
Heat it up. 20 seconds. Boom. That's funny. I took a step outside of the tower and looked up at the sky. Snow. I didn't know why I thought today would be different. There had never been a day in this town that it didn't snow. Wow, how far north are you? At the very least, not since I started paying attention. With each step toward town, the freshly fallen snow made a muffled crunching under my feet. As usual, a numbing cold seeped through my shoes. Walking a bit should help me through the cold. There was a large forest that surrounded the town. Deep within the darkest part of that forest, you would find a white tower covered in snow and fog. That was where I lived. No, I walked over the snow-covered tree roots and trekked onward. This hole here is dangerous. I should cover it up. When I first arrived at the tower, it was a pain to make the trip into town for work every day. Mornings weren't so bad, but the dense nighttime fog made returning much more difficult. Ah, there we go. I should set up some traps sometime. I haven't had meat in a while. The town beyond the forest was once as... Editor, please edit this out. The town beyond the forest was once a prosperous, well-connected hub within the region. But over time, it became a shell of what it used to be. There were 4 bridges, one each to the north, south, east, and west. In the olden days, many people came through here. They were the only paths going in and out of town, but were now quiet and unused. Everyone in this secluded town lived their own secluded lives. That was my observation. The town is getting closer. The long travel time seemed to pass quickly when I was deep in thought. Well, time to get to work. Hello, I'm here with your delivery.
まあ、わざわざどうも。どうぞ上がって。温かい飲み物でも飲んでいってくださいな。
Oh, how sweet. I'm sorry, I'm still in the middle of a job.
あら、そう。残念だわ。
My work was taking on small, quick jobs around town. If I had to call myself anything, I guess it'd be a jack of all trades. Simply put, I was a handyman. I delivered goods, helped people find lost things, and though I wasn't good at it, I did physical labor as well. Thankfully, business was good enough that I didn't starve. I already had a number of jobs lined up for the day.
そうだ、お聞きになりました？また出たんですって。
Oh? What happened? Just as I thought, or rather as expected, more prattling to listen to. In my experience, women of this age love to talk. They struck up conversation with me regardless of my circumstances. They're customers, so I can't just reject them outright. If my reputation was sullied, I'd get less work. That was the downside of doing what I did.
だから、あれよ、あれ。殺人事件。
A murder mystery.
そうなのよ。あら、ご存知ない？
I don't really pay attention to rumors.
もう、若いのにダメよ、そんなんじゃ。
I didn't see what was so bad about it, but hearing about a murder did interest me somewhat. Forgive me, but have there been numerous victims?
そりゃもう、今年に入ってからだって、何人だったかしら。とにかくたくさんよ。しかも全部黒い影の仕業なんですって。
Black Shadow. the Black Shadow. All of a sudden, it sounded like a fairy tale. My interest in the subject began to wane.
それでね、今朝はほら、東の運河のそばに倉庫街があるでしょ。あそこに胸を刺された男の人が倒れていたって。
Oh, no. That's scary.
まったくよ。こうも働き手ばかり立て続けだと。うちの主人なんて真顔で魔女の仕業なんじゃないかって怯えちゃって。
The witch? No way.
あら、わからないわよ。もうすぐお祭りの季節だし、魔女だってそわそわしてるかもしれないし。
In that case, that's pretty cute of the witch.
そんなこと。ああ、嫌だ。魔女の話なんかしたら呪われてしまうわ。
Well, I need to be going now. Thank you for that interesting tidbit. It was best to cut the conversation short and leave when I could. I became wary whenever I heard about witches, especially the rumors that couldn't possibly be true. I knew that better than anyone. Afterwards, I managed to get some cleaning done, deliver a few goods, talk to another old lady, and dispose of some trash. I got through all my jobs more quickly than I thought. I nearly overslept this morning, but I actually ended up having more free time. How weird. I wandered around town aimlessly and saw it was a little more active than usual. Oh, right. It's that time of year again. The customer earlier mentioned the festival. It was a masquerade we held once a year. No wonder everyone seems excited. I had never taken part in the festival myself, just observed from afar each time. I guess I'll be with the Tower Overlord again this year. It's not all bad since it's pretty calm out in the forest. Master always sulks when he doesn't have his wine. I wonder if he'd be able to tell if I got him the cheap kind. If he's always drunk, he'll know. I walked around absent-mindedly and didn't notice a small silhouette charging toward me at full speed. Ooh, don't do that. Whoa!
何ボサッとしてるんだ。危ないだろ。
A little shit. Sorry. I apologize to the boy on reflex, even though you shouldn't be. Wait, I wasn't the one at fault here. But before I could say anything, the boy had already run away. Bastard. I was a bit dumbfounded, but it didn't really matter anyway.
誰かそのガキを捕まえてくれ。泥棒だ。
I spun around and started running after the boy. Huff, huff. Wait!
あんたみたいなとろくさそうなのに捕まらないよ。
A chase ensued between me and the little thieving boy. Damn, you're quick. He called me slow, but we were running at about the same speed. He took advantage of his small stature to slip through narrow alleys. Whenever I got close, his golden hair danced, teasing me, as he made another dash into a narrow alleyway.
やっぱりとろくさいね。
You sound familiar. Who are you? The distance between the two of us remained the same. I chased him for over an hour, and in the end... Oh. Huff, huff. Which way did he go? It appeared that I'd lost him. Ugh, I'll catch him next time. I was exhausted from running at full speed for so long, even more so because it was wasted effort. I dragged my tired body back to the main street. Such a young kid and already a thief. It'll be too late for him if he gets into any real trouble. Huff. I'd better get to my next job quick.
大丈夫か？随分とふらついているようだが。
I'm fine. I'm just a bit tired. Oh.
ちょっとという割にはひどい顔をしているな。
Hello. Excuse me, sorry. The person who called to me was someone I knew well. And because we were so close, I wish he hadn't seen me like this. Hey, Levon.
久しぶりだな。それでどうした？そのざまは。
He was a head taller than me, and his voice rumbled in a worried, scolding way. I was chasing a thief, but he got away.
意外だな。お前がコソ泥ごときに遅れを取るなんて。お前まさかちゃんとした食事をとってないんじゃないだろうな。
I do, so you don't have to worry.
なら今朝は何を食べた？
I didn't eat anything. That thought almost slipped out. But Levon saw right through me.
それでよくちゃんとしてるなんて言えたものだな。
Sorry. His name was Levon. We lived together until I moved into the tower, meaning until 4 years ago, we were roommates. Not that we were living together exactly. The circumstances were a bit special.
おい、聞いているのか？
Yeah, I am. I was lost in thought and just responded without thinking.
なら決まりだ。母上には俺の方から伝えておく。
I wasn't paying attention whatsoever. Huh? What's that? What's going on?
やっぱり聞いてなかったんだな。
Caught red-handed. He gave me a slight glare. I don't know if that's slight. I thought I'd been doing well since I started living on my own, but I became so helpless in front of Levon. He always treated me like a little brother, even to this day. It was a little embarrassing.
今日の夕食はうちで取るという話だ。しっかりとしたものを食べさせてやる。
So that was what was happening. But
遠慮なんてするなよ。お前だって家族の一員なんだ。なかなか顔を見せないから母上も寂しがっている。
that's a sweet thing, thank you. It's not that I don't want to or anything. Is Francisca doing the cooking?
あ
Oh boy.
あ、食材はしっかりしている。お前もそろそろあの味が懐かしくなっただろう。
Sure, I suppose. Francisca's skills in cooking would be explained later.
それじゃあ俺は先に家に戻っておく。お前に限ってないと思うが逃げるなよ。
I wouldn't do that. I don't want to make Francisca sad.
だろうな。ではまたボルグの屋敷で。
We were about to part ways when we heard some commotion coming from nearby. What could it be? I see a crowd forming over there.
はあ、またか。止めてくる。
Huh? Wait! I'm going too.
ってくれ。税は後で必ず払う。今そいつを持ってかれたら生活が。
ダメだ。期日はとうに過ぎている。
そこをなんとか頼む、お願いだから。
こいつルーガス様に触れるな。申し訳ありません、ルーガスは。お怪我はありませんでしたか？
問題ない。次からはこの程度の案件はお前たちだけで処理をしろ。
What a bunch of... A circle was forming around the source of the commotion. Their voices cut through the crowd easily. I could hear what was going on, even from the outside. These kinds of things occurred on a daily basis.
主の息子よ。
跡取りとはいえ相変わらず容赦がないな。
The Hawk Clan. The familiar name was being whispered by the people around me. The clan of the wolf and the clan of the hawk. These two forces controlled the town.
ルーガスが来てるのか。
Seems like it. Oh, oops. Hold on. At the center of the commotion was Lugus. He was the son and heir to the Hawk Clan.
ボルグならこんな手荒なことしないのに。
I glanced over at Levon next to me. He was glaring at Lugus? Lucas? I'm gonna call him Lucas. As we waited to see how the situation unfolded. Levon was the heir to the clan of the wolf. He was around the same age as Lucas, but their personalities were completely opposite to each other. The clan of the wolf sought harmony with the townspeople, while the clan of the hawk ruled with an iron fist. And in turn, each of the heirs seemed to embody the ruling methods of their respective clans.
相変わらず強引だな。あれでは自ら町の人の反発を高めているようなものだ。
What do you want to do?
騒ぎを大きくしても仕方がない。向こうも引き上げるようだし、ここは静観する。
Then, what about the man?
後で話を聞きに行く。仕事の紹介くらいならできるはずだ。
I felt bad about leaving the man alone, but Levon was right. It was a calm and collected decision by the heir of the wolf clan. By the heir to the wolf clan.
冷たいと思うか？
Huh? No, I don't think so. My voice came through unsteadily, knowing that he saw right through me.
まあいい。とにかくここを離れよう。俺がいると知られたら何かと面倒だからな。
I nodded and went to follow him out of the area. But just before we left,
当主の息子自ら庶民いじめか。ファールジの一族ってのは随分暇なんだな。
I heard another familiar voice while we were trying to lay low. Say, isn't that...
ああ、レビだ。あのバカ。
Baga. I was praying that I only misheard, but it seems it wasn't meant to be. I couldn't see him from where I was, but it was Levon's little brother. The other son of the Wolf Lord descended upon the crowd. The crowd cheered as he approached. It seemed most of the crowd belonged to the wolf's side, or perhaps they were excited that someone arrived excuse me, to help the victim. What do you want to do? I asked the same question again.
止めるに決まっているだろう。おい、通してくれ。
Levon pushed through the crowd and I followed after him.
ボルグの片割れか。何の用だ。
町の人間をいじめて楽しいのかって聞いてんだよ。
Oh, he's a sassy one, huh?
正当な税を押収しただけだ。責められるべきは義務を怠った側だろう。
やり方ってもんがあるだろ。
いちいち個人の事情を勘案していたら全体に影響が出る。お前の頭はその程度のことも理解できないのか。
なんだと。
We couldn't get through the crowd as easily as I thought. With what I was hearing, the situation didn't have much time to spare. Lucas may be calm, but Levi was about to explode in a fit of rage.
そのすかした態度、昔から気に食わなかったんだ。
お前こそ短絡なところは変わらんな。子供の頃からさほど成長しなかったと見える。
へえ、なら本当に成長してないか。こいつで試してみるか。
すぐに剣の力に頼るのが成長のない証拠だ。弱い犬ほどよく吠える。
こいつ
抜くというならこちらも応じさせてもらうぞ。
Gah! I finally managed to stick my head out of the crowd. This was bad. Both of their hands were reaching for their hilts. At this rate,
そこまでだ。二人とも剣から手を離せ。
Levon had gotten through the crowd first and was now standing before the two.
兄貴。
貴様もいたのか。
こんな公衆の面前で死闘か。少しは自分たちの立場を考えたらどうだ。
こちらは正当な取り立てを行っていただけだ。それと先に剣に手をかけたのは貴様の弟だが。
もっともな言い分だ。おいレビ。
なんだよ、俺が悪いって言うのかよ。
いいからここは黙って引け。
I arrived a few minutes after Levon. By the time I got through the crowd, the situation had cooled down.
お待ちなさい。だったらせめて頭の一つでも下げたらどうなの？
Or so it was until she showed up.
野良犬風情がお兄様に口を聞くなんて生意気ですわ。
Despite her cute appearance, she was known for having a sharp tongue. Yeah. It was Lucas's younger sister, T.
妹の方まで来てたのかよ。
T、下がっていろ。
いいえ、こういう野良犬はしっかりしつけておかないといけませんわ。二度とお兄様に噛みつこうなんて気を起こさないように。
ったくピーピーうるせえんだよ。兄貴にくっついてるだけのひよこのくせに。
誰がひよこよ。私はタカよ。誉れあるファルジの一族の娘なんだから。
The girl stood tall and glared. The way she spoke and acted was akin to that of a queen. Yeah, no kidding. A tyrant, more like. Being that she's the daughter of a lord, it's not too far off. Yeah, being that she's the daughter of a lord, it's not too far off.
ルーガス、そっちはそっちで下がらせてくれ。
引くのは貴様たちの方ではなかったのか。
珍しく挑発的な物言いだな。
T の言い分にも一理ある。貴様たちが頭を下げれば丸く収まる話だ。
そこまでこちらが譲歩する言われはないな。
The calm atmosphere was starting to stir again. Lucas of the Hawks and Levon of the Wolves. It seemed that neither of them intended to back down.
ねえ、切り合いになっちまうのか。
このままだと若い者も集まってきてまた殺し合いになっちまう。
この前の乱闘の時に壊された店、まだ穴が塞がってねえのに。
The people around us all looked worried as it seemed likely that a scuffle would occur. Excuse me. I'm having odd reading right now. Levi aside, if the heirs Levon and Lucas fought each other, it would become a huge problem. Everyone looked scared. Despite how common fights were in this town, they were still afraid of what would happen. That's right. No one wants to get hurt or be killed. All of you, just calm down. I spoke up without thinking. My tone was more disgusted than angered. I walked toward the four of who were causing the commotion.
What?
何よあなた。庶民が口出ししないで。
I'm telling you this because I am a commoner. I could tell that everyone's eyes were fixed upon me. I hated standing out like this, but it would be worse to leave things as they were. Have you no shame? Your families exist to protect this town. Why would you cause everyone to worry? They refused to look at me and continued glaring at each other. The tension was palpable, and I could feel myself break into a cold sweat. After what seemed to be an eternity of silence.
それもそうだな。
It was Levon who spoke first. He let go of his sword and stood back to his full height.
それでお前はどうする？まさかこんな大勢の前で無防備な相手に切りかかるわけにはいかないだろう。
I noticed that the shadows on their hair has like kind of like a that blocky thing that you would see. I forget what that design's called, but I think that's actually pretty cool. Anyways, let's continue. Lucas kept the same expression on his face as he let go of his sword. Phew! It all turned out all right. I breathed an internal sigh of relief. I could hear the hushed murmurs of the crowd relaxing.
お前は
Huh? I could tell he's looking at me as if wanting to say something. But Lucas and I weren't acquainted with each other. If he decided to antagonize me, it would negatively affect my work prospects in the future. I quickly looked down and tried to move away.
くだらん騒ぎは終わりか。
Who's this? It was a mumbling sort of voice, and yet everyone in the entire area froze. Naturally, we all turned to look at the source. A middle-aged man dressed in black stood with his attendants. His glare was as sharp as a hawk's. Oh, he's probably the leader of the Hawk clan. The Black Shadow.
お父様。
父上。
Everyone in this town knew him and feared him. He was Olgar, Lord of the Hawk clan. Yeah, I figured that. The heirs who had been arguing, and even the crowd surrounding us, all fell silent. Our voices were being suppressed by Olgar's presence alone.
ハク、この程度のことでわざわざ私を呼び出したのか。
申し訳ございません、旦那様。どうやら余計な気を回してしまったようで。
まあいい。そこの小僧。
He was obviously looking at me. I better respond. Yes? I finally pushed the air out of my lungs to utter that sound.
名は何という？
Jeremiah. He neither nodded nor responded in another way. Olgar simply turned around and began to walk away.
T, 行くぞ。
はい。
Olgar glanced at me once once before leaving, while Lucas and T ran after him. In the following moments, the crowd gradually dispersed. After all that, my legs gave way and I slowly sank to the ground. It felt like all the strength in my body left me with that short conversation. Man, Boyle. What was that? I hope I could still work tomorrow.
立てるか?
Thanks. I felt weak all of a sudden. I took the hand Levon offered to me and forced myself to stand. It was okay. I was fine, I thought.
相変わらずおっかねえおっさんだな。つってもお前はビビりすぎだけどな。
元はといえばお前のせいだろ。反省しろ。
いや、そりゃまあ悪かったとは思ってるけどさ。
I've seen the Hawk Lord from afar lots of times, but this is the first time he's called out to me. Even though he and Francisca are both clan leaders, they're so different.
当たり前だろ。あんな化け物じみたおっさんと母さんを一緒にすんなよ。
まあ母上は母上でどうかと思うところもあるが。
Right. Well, Francisca is Francisca. That is a beautiful wolf statue. I was suddenly enveloped in a tight embrace. Since I was finished working, I made a late visit to Wolf Manor. God, Francisca, I can't breathe.
大丈夫？怪我はなかった？揉め事に巻き込まれたって聞いて、もう心配で心配で。
Somebody over-dramatized what happened. I wasn't involved so closely that I'd get injured. How did she hear about it? As a matter of fact, I hadn't been injured until that moment. The hold she had on me was cracking my spine. Really, I'm fine. Let me go.
もうレビもあなたも心配ばっかりかけて、あなたたちにもしものことがあったら。
She clamped onto me even tighter. The air was beginning to escape my lungs.
やられてんな。
Levi, help!
俺もさっき散々やられたからさ。お前も味わっとけよ。母さんにはほんの少しだけ大げさに言っといてやったから。
Oh, you little shit. This is your fault. Let go, let go. Come on. You're gonna kill me. I didn't know how long it was that she hugged me. Just as I was about to lose consciousness, Levon saved me. I managed to recover enough to join them for dinner.
ごめんなさいね。私、もう気が気じゃなくて。
Hey, at least somebody cares about you, right? Don't worry. I know you're always worried about me, Francisca.
それにしても、また揉め事だなんて。
Her cheerful demeanor from before changed into a somber one, fitting of the lady of the Wolf Clan.
どうしてみんな仲良くできないのかしら。ボルグの一族だ、ファルジの一族だって、そんなのどうでもいいことなのに。
I'm sure deep down Francisca was aware that such words were unfitting of a lady of the clan. But from the bottom of her heart, she only wished for harmony among the townspeople. That wish might as well be fantasy.
それは最初に喧嘩を売りに行ったこいつに言ってやってください。
やめてくれよ、告げ口とか。
まあ、そうだったのレビー。
違うって、別に喧嘩を売ったつもりは。
The heavy atmosphere changed in an instant. This was just what families did. I watched the exchange among them with a twinge of envy. This was the manor of the Wolf Clan. This was the home where Levi, and their mother, Francisca, lived. I was raised in this house from the time I was a baby until I moved into the tower. Although it was the manor of the Lord and Lady, the building wasn't necessarily luxurious. It was kept clean and tidy, but there was something old and nostalgic about it. After getting so used to the lonely life in the tower, coming back here gave me a sense of relief and warmth.
ああ、ひょっとした危うく母さんの説教が始まるかと。
Levi, I think you need a proper scolding.
ああ、そんなこと言っていいのか？お前はこの後すぐ俺に頭が上がらなくなるんだからな。
You're gonna drag me under the bus with you, huh? What's that supposed to mean?
もう一つ謝らなくてはいけないことがあるの。今日はあなたのために私が料理を作るつもりだったのだけど、それどころじゃなくて。
Thank you, Levi.
ほらな。
よくやった二人とも。久しぶりにあれを味わうことになると覚悟していたが。
Francisca hasn't been cooking recently?
特別な時くらいだ。俺たちの誕生日とか、なんだかんだ当主として多忙だからな。
It would be quite busy being the leader of a clan, I guess.
あれのせいで誕生日が憂鬱になるんだよな。
You're lucky to have your mother celebrate it with you. True. That's a mood right there.
そうは言うが、ああ、お前は昔から母上の料理を苦にしていなかったな。レビの分まで代わりに平らげていたし。
I wonder why he's little small short shit.
兄貴は涙目になって必死に食ってたよな。
It can't be that bad. It's not that I found it particularly tasty or anything. It was just bad enough that I could still eat it.
何をこそこそ話してるの？
Nothing.
いや、なんでもない。
Oh. Now, am I not in this book, I guess?
もうずるいわ。男の子だけで仲良くしちゃって。私だけのけ者なのね。
Trust me, you don't want to be involved in this one. Oh, sorry. We didn't mean to be like that.
冗談よ。安心したわ。あなたたちが昔と変わってなくて。それじゃ、いただきましょうか。
Ikitakimasu. Oh, that's such a... Why are you red-faced? It's so tiny. The table was covered in a large spread of various dishes. There were charred buns, warm soup with melted cream floating on top, and on a large plate, herb-roasted chicken with a block of cheese partially softened on the side. Oh, that sounds so delicious, though, let's be honest here. I wasn't certain how it was supposed to work, but I thought courses like these were supposed to come out one at a time. Oh, well, that's true. But in this household, all the food always came out at once. After being so used to a plain diet as of late, the sight was almost too much for me to take in. I found myself wondering how many days worth of food I could eat at the tower with what it cost to make a single dish here.
なんかすげえ目が輝いてんぞ。
Huh? That's not true.
本当にちゃんと暮らせているんだろうな。
I said I'm fine, really.
そういや俺 お前の住んでるとこ行ったことないんだよな。兄貴は？
俺もない。一度様子を見に行くべきか。
Please don't. I'll send out an invitation eventually. One look at that desolate tower, and who knew what Levon would say to me. Not only that, but if he found out I was living with that unscrupulous man. I tried my best to laugh it off in the meantime. Yes. The meal we shared together was just as I remembered it. Levi would start up a strange conversation topic, and Levon and I would respond to try to ignore it. Francisca was a few words as she watched over us. This was what we did every day until 4 years ago.
あとはデザートだけね。今持ってこさせるわ。
What's for dessert? Francisca rang the bell at her side to call over a servant.
あれ、大丈夫か？なんか苦しそうだけど。
No, that's not exactly it. I haven't eaten like this in such a long time. My stomach is...
やっぱり久しぶりだったのか。
No, what I mean is...
言い訳はいい。そういうことなら、なおさら最後までしっかり食べていけ。
デザートだけは頑張って私が作ったの。時間がなかったからあんまり美味しくないかもしれないけど。
I'm sure it's good all the same.
すみません。まだ仕事が残っているので先に失礼します。
You sit your butt back down, Levon. We'll suffer through this together.
あ、俺もケイラの当番だった気がする。悪い、またな。
Oh, you guys are bastards. Huh? Hey! He was fast. Before I could protest, both of them had disappeared from the room.
あらあら、困ったわね。3人分食べられるかしら。
Well, we're about to find out. Yeah, I'll try. She's such a sweet lady. I would just cover my nose and swallow it whole. Excuse me. My stomach hurt in more than one way. 3 portions of half-baked flour filled with my stomach. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? 3 portions of half-baked flour filled my stomach. It was vaguely salty and was probably supposed to be cake. Oh. Okay, I see now. Francisco looked at me with eyes full of expectation. Every time I took another bite, Francisca gave me a huge smile. I felt so happy about it that I forced myself to finish.
やっぱり3個は多かったわよね。無理せず残してもよかったのに。
I can't do that. I don't want to waste anything you've made, Francisca. Trying to act tough was the only thing I could do. It was true that I didn't want it to go to waste, despite its taste.
本当に優しいわね、あなたは。でも、あんなに食べたら男の子だって苦しいはずよ。
What? Even for a okay. Are we not in like a separate universe kind of? Oh, this is an interesting turn of events.
ましてあなたは。
If she really thought that, she could have not made me eat so much.
こちらいらっしゃい。久しぶりに髪をすかせて。
She really is a sweetheart. She beckoned me over, but I hesitated. I didn't know who could be watching. But Francisca had a gentle smile on her face as she turned to me. I was so vulnerable to that expression of hers. Yes, please. I pulled the chair over to sit next to Francisca. Francisca took out a brush and started combing my hair. That tickles.
こら、動かないで。
Oh, I absolutely love the feeling of my hair being brushed or like a scalp tickle. Oh, I love it. Her voice was suddenly stern. I figured it would be best to stay still for now. Yeah, use your hands and your toes to wiggle out the tickles. Francisca ever so carefully brushed my short hair.
ごめんなさいね。
Oh, don't be sorry. Don't worry. I ate all of it because I wanted to.
いいえ、そのことではなくて、あなたをこの家から追い出してしまったこと。
Oh, no. I highly doubt that's what the situation is, but we'll have to see. Francisca stopped brushing my hair. The warm atmosphere suddenly turned uncomfortable. I forced myself to speak in a cheerful tone. No, it's not your fault, Francisca. I'm not from this family in the first place. Ooh. That was probably not something nice to say. I mean, look how much she adores you like a mother to a child. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to belittle you. You took me in when I was still a baby, when I had nowhere else to go. I'm grateful that you even kept me here.
そんな寂しいこと言わないで。あなたは私たちの家族よ。それは何があっても変わらない。
Found family is sometimes better than your actual family, and trust me on that. It's a shame. Thank you. Francisca stood up and peered into my face. She gently held her hand against my cheek. The sweet smell of powder tickled my nose. She's beautiful, unlike me. I couldn't help but think that thought.
瞳、少し赤くなってるわ。
It's because you scolded me.
そうなの？ごめんなさい、私たらつい。
Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I'm just joking. My eye won't turn red just because I was told off. If anything, I'm happy you actually scolded me. Francisca's eyes seemed to drift in sadness.
赤い瞳の持ち主は町に破滅をもたらす。
My right eye turned red when I got excited, or when my emotions were heightened. Having a red eye has been considered to be an omen in this town since olden times. The witch's curse, said to bring ruin and calamity to the town.
こんなのただの言い伝えなのに。
Yeah, but people get really into believing something that they do some horrible things. But even children know about it. And that's the reason why someone with red eyes shouldn't be allowed inside Wolf Manor.
俺ね。
I mean, why not have a cool friggin' eye patch or something, you know? Make yourself look a little bit tough. That way you're not so... You may be tiny, but you've got a little bit of a sass. You know, you're ready to kick some butt.
何度も言うようだけれど、私と二人っきりの時はありのままのあなたでいいのよ。
I'm used to talking like a man, if that's what you mean.
ラヴァンとレビが知ったら、あなたのことをどうするかしら。
Okay, so I take it that this is still, your character is still female, but dressed as a male, perhaps? I don't know exactly why, but she seems to know who you are. And perhaps maybe even that, Ashen Hawk, or whatever his name is. The wizard. That is a fortune teller. Anyways. I think they protect me because they're both clients. But at the same time, it would cause them unnecessary trouble. The relationship between the two clans was a state of tentative peace. My existence could be the cause of a large conflict.
そうね。そしてあの子たちは軽蔑するんだわ。あなたを追い出した冷たい私を。
That's not true. If my eye wasn't red, or if there were no quarrels between the wolf and the hawk, I wouldn't have caused so much trouble for her either.
本当に止まっていかなくていいの？こんな時間だし、霧もだいぶ濃くなってきたし。
We had continued chatting for a while, but I still needed to return. After nightfall, a dense fog completely covered the town, and late into the night, no one could be seen outside. It's all right. I'm used to it, and I have work tomorrow.
そう。
Aw, she's such a sweetheart. Thank you for today. Is it all right if I come to visit again?
いつでも遠慮しないで。ここはあなたの家なんだから。
You better hope to God it doesn't pick up. With my eye, it was obvious that I shouldn't be allowed near the people of this household. I knew I was despondent on them, since I let myself believe it should be all right once in a while. And we're gonna take a break right here and continue on in the next episode. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this little read through. Any suggestions are welcomed. Anyway, if you like this and story readings and stuff, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to see more of Psychedelica of the Ashen Hawk and perhaps more other visual novels in the future. Thank you so much. Have a great day or night.